All right, I'll try this again. Apparently, the first time I recorded, it didn't go well. Big news I'm just going to hit on real quick. David Montgomery out for the season. Nick Chubb's out for the season. Pat Mahomes has a high ankle sprain. I don't think he's going to play the next couple weeks. But you never know. If they're still fighting for that number one seed, maybe he gets out there and tries to play through it. So that's something that needs to be monitored. There's a bunch of people, some nicks and bruises and whatnot, so you need to monitor that. And then a couple quarterbacks that were benched this week, and the coaches have not confirmed who's going to start. Jameis Winston was benched, and Will Levis was also benched. So I don't know that anybody's riding Will Levis, but some people are trying to ride Jameson, so you need to probably prepare for that with waivers if you can, until they figure out who they're going to start. And then let's talk about some waivers real quick. Matt's working late today, so that's the reason we're doing this kind of impromptu. I want to get some waiver out there, waiver advice. And then tomorrow or Thursday, we'll do basically the Monday night and Tuesday night show together, but without the waivers and stuff. So real quick, if Jerome Ford's out there, obviously you need to snatch him up. Tajay Spears, Kendre Miller, Sincere McCormick, any of those guys on waivers you need to grab. I would probably move Sincere McCormick to the top of that because it seems like he's the starter. Now you're going to need to watch and see what he does tonight against the Falcons. If he goes out there and dominates, he's going to be your top ad of the week. If he goes out there and blows ass, then you could probably, take that for what it is. So that's still kind of up in the wind. Ty Johnson is getting a ton of usage in the pass game, had over 100 yards receiving this last game. So he's somebody who needs to be rostered. Craig Reynolds, just mainly as a cuff. I don't expect him to get a ton of work with Gibbs. Definitely not the kind of work Montgomery was getting. But he could be interesting. And obviously if Gibbs goes down, then he'll be the only man left standing. Kenneth Gainwell is fringe flex worthy most weeks, especially if they're in a tight game where they have to keep passing, because he's definitely involved in the pass game more than just the run game. Kamani Vidal is still a prospective ad. And that would basically be the main ones that I would look at in the running back department. And again, we got 4 teams playing tonight, so if anybody gets hurt, then everything changes. Let's see, Quentin Johnson, if he's out there, I don't really see him being out there in a lot of leagues. Romeo Dobbs, if he's available, you need to grab. Keon Coleman, Christian Watson, Rashad Bateman. These are guys that are getting enough targets to be viable, and especially with Watson and Bateman, they have that big play, take it to the house, beat the defense type speed. Jalen McMillian or McMillions, this dude's broke out these last 2 weeks, and he seems to be a very important part of their offense. And so I think moving forward, that's going to be pretty standard that he's going to be somebody's going to get targets, especially big play type stuff. So I would go snatch him up for sure. Cedric Tillman's coming off an injury, and so anybody with Cleveland though, it's going to depend on if DTR's quarterbacking. I don't know if anybody aside from Judy's really worth playing. Maybe Njoku as well, but let's see. So the whole Cleveland thing, that's going to really determine if Winston's out there throwing it 50 times a game or DTR's out there, because he is not near the passer that Winston is. Some streaming options for the week. Stafford and Aaron Rodgers, they're playing each other this week. I would stream either one of them. I feel pretty good about it. That's basically my top 2 streamers. I mean, if Caleb Williams is out there, maybe, but that would be it on the quarterback side. Let's see. Tight end streamers. Brenton Strange, he came in and had a pretty solid performance after Ingram was out, and Ingram's going to be out the rest of the season. Stone Smart, he's a tight end. There's not a lot of them, but he's a tight end that can take it to the house. He can beat defenses and whatnot. So he's somebody you definitely would try to get on your team. And Hunter Henry, he's consistently getting targets. So those would be 3 tight ends I'll be looking at. And then defenses, the Colts against Tennessee. Green Bay, if they're available, against New Orleans. And then maybe Arizona versus Carolina would be my top 3 streaming defenses. So there's that. We, like I said, we'll be getting back to it either tomorrow or Thursday, depending on Matt's work schedule. So hopefully we can knock it out and get back on track. But I did want to get some waiver stuff out there and a little bit of streaming information for anybody who gives a shit. So just trying to help you finish in those average places in your leagues. If you're in the playoffs, you're going to finish above average. So good job on that. You're already higher than we tried to get you. So, but other than that, we'll talk to you when we talk to you, and I hope you're all, except for the ones playing me, having a good playoff week, and we'll be getting at it for the second week sometime later this week. So later.